Tonight on DFY Magic Themes, we're going to talk about on-page SEO. Well, good evening to you. It's that Friday feeling again. First in the room was Richard, followed by Mark, followed by, if I remember, Barry, and then we've had Chris, Colin, Jeff, Laurie, anyone I've missed? I don't think I've missed anyone. Good evening to you all. Good afternoon. How are you all doing wherever you are around the world? Thank you for joining us here on DFY Magic Themes Live for you. We're going to talk about on-page SEO and getting it right, and also for the Inner Circle members only, a big update on the accountability program. So it's all exciting stuff. All that and lots more on DFY Live for you tonight.
You missed Chris and you missed Colin. Welcome.
What's that you're saying behind the music, Robert?
I said you missed Chris and you missed Colin.
Oh, I thought I said Chris and Colin. Well, good evening, Chris and Colin as well.
I don't know. Maybe you did. Maybe my lapse of memory is affecting me.
I'll do the full roll call, shall I? Right. So starting at the top in order. There's Barry, then Chris, Colin, Jeff, Laurie, Mark, Richard, Sarah, and you and me at the moment. So there we go.
Happy Friday, okay? Yeah.
And Stefan, he's joined us now.
I have no energy left.
I know the feeling. I know that feeling, my friend. Absolutely. So good to see so many of you in here. Out of interest, if you are in the accountability program, you've got your reactions below yourselves there. Raise your virtual hand so I can, because it's been one of those long weeks, and it'd be nice to see everyone who is a person inside the accountability program. I know Paul is. Let's see who else we've got. Mark B, Barry, Richard, Sarah, Paul, Jeff. Are you in it, Laurie? Yeah, Laurie's in it. Brilliant. That's fantastic because it's nice to know. And Colin, yeah. It's great tonight. The people we wanted to see was fantastic to see them. Let me just untick a button. So I want to ask a question, and we can work out. I'll pick people at random on this to work our way through the list. But I just wanted to know. Let's go to Barry. You're in the accountability program, aren't you, Barry? You can unmute yourself, my friend.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yes,
you're
I
in the
am. Yeah.
You are, aren't you?
Yes.
Let me add you to Spotlight a minute. So how are you finding it?
Great, absolutely great. I think I've virtually finished it now. I've got everything in. Site's obviously live, and I've got Google Search Console connected. Rank Math Pro's all done. Everything's done with the images. So yeah, I think we've sorted now.
Awesome, fantastic.
Yeah. Training was great. Training was great, Steve. It was what I call bite-size videos. It was excellent, really good. Well done, Robert. Well done.
So the how do I say this? The high points are bite-sized videos. Was there anything that you felt was lacking?
No, not at all. I think you covered well more than I would have thought. To be honest with you, there was so much in there. It was incredible, really was.
So
So work
more
your
than
socks off there.
expected. More than expected.
Yeah.
Was it too much?
No, it wasn't too much at all. No, because there was a lot of stuff in there that I just didn't realize. So I learned a lot. It was good. Shall we say it exceeded expectations? How about that? There you go.
I like that. I like that. Okay, so simple yes or no answer, like a poll question. You enjoyed the accountability program or you did not?
Yes, enjoyed it.
See, bingo,
Awesome.
bang. I can do a poll in the live group.
Thank you as always, Barry.
Thank you, Barry. I appreciate it.
We're going to pop you out from the spotlight, and I hope you don't mind, but I'm going to pick a few others on here to add spotlight. Let's bring Mark up and say hello. Hello, Mark.
Hello, Mark.
Let you unmute.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, how you doing? All right?
Yeah, not so bad yourselves.
Yeah, how are you finding the program?
Yeah, I think I'm coming from a different angle because I got up to the citations bit in the old training, but this accountability has been a lot better because I think it's like what the previous sort of guy said, it's broken it down a lot more. So it's a lot more sort of digestible as you go along, basically.
That's how we wanted to make it for you.
Yeah.
You know, the other system was based on other older training that we had, and we had a lot of good feedback from our current members. And me and Robert sat down and said, let's do the accountability program and do it bite size to get everyone to the same place. So have you found that the training's been a nice pace for you as well?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm trying to get up to speed so that I go into that sort of last couple of weeks with everybody.
Yeah.
So sort of trying to sort of catch up.
I think Mark is pushing it at a 3 times level, 3 times the normal speed.
Yeah. But the good bit's being that because I haven't got a lot of SEO experience, that's sort of it's filling in the gaps now for me, which is great.
Brilliant.
Okay, perfect. Anything that you think was missing for you?
No. I mean, so far it's been great. Like I say, I'm sort of I'm trying to sort of do it at. I'm sort of because I've got so far already. It's a little bit different, but I'm just trying to go over the stuff that I'd already done and make sure that I've not missed anything. So, if anything, it's a good recap as well.
Perfect. Thank you for your honesty and your participation.
Brilliant. Awesome. Let's bring up Richard. Let's add him to Spotlight. And you can unmute yourself, my friend. Should let you. I'll ask you as well. There you go. Then you can hit the button.
Yeah.
How are you finding it then?
I've got behind, and there's been a number of issues that have upon that work, and also I've had a health thing with me, long COVID.
Yeah.
Terrible. But that doesn't matter. That doesn't stop me. So obviously I'm back on the horse as soon as I possibly can. But what I've decided to do, because I've already got a site up, but because like other people have said, I wanted to learn more, which I have done already in the 2 weeks that I've been sort of doing it, but build another agency site. So then I'm going through the training from scratch. And then what I've learned from that, I'm going to apply to my main agency site. So where my main agency site for websites, etc., is based is around where I live. But I'm moving another one into the big fish tank in Leeds. And I've got a good domain name and so on and so forth. So I'm looking forward to just seeing how it upsets maybe one or two of the big hitters. So that's the plan. But yeah, I'll be back on the horse on Monday, Tuesday at the latest. So excellent. Yeah, the bite-sized piece is so much better. Thank goodness. If you get a bit behind like I've done, it would be terrible if you turn your computer on and you have an hour and a half ahead of you. No good. you just think, oh, I won't bother with that. So yeah, but when you hear good stories like Barry's saying about it, and it's really looking good, then that's something to look forward to. So yeah, thanks very much to you both.
Brilliant.
No, Richard, sorry for the personal troubles. That's always comes first when it comes to these things. But you know, I know that you've already had an agency site, and I know that you're already busy in the agency, and this is just going to expand it. But I don't know who we were talking to recently, but the more lines you have in the water, the more fish you can catch.
Yeah, very much so.
You know, so going after a different pool as well as a different area is not going to. It's good to test it both ways.
Yes, exactly. And it'd be good to get some feedback on it and maybe some tweaks or something I learn. I mean, look like Keywords Hero. I need to look at that, but that's going to be being applied. So that's good as well. And if I find anything or something, then obviously I'll feed that back into the group as well. So
no,
Awesome.
It's great. You know, and that's what we love about the Inner Circle group is how everyone helps each other. You know, and like Steve Dimmock put that wonderful video up in the Inner Circle to help people. You know, it's about that and the golden nuggets, and we're all one big family. That's the nice thing about this whole process is we want to get everyone to the same point wherever you are, and life gets in the way. I get it. You know, absolutely. So as long as we're aware of it in a support ticket that some of you are struggling, then we know where you're at and we can keep progressing everyone else, and we'll let you catch up as soon as you can. So there's no panic. Don't feel pressured.
Yeah, I think it's good to have this sort of what's the word, just spotlighting, I suppose, because that's just what you've just been saying then, Steve. It means to me that it's beholden upon me to get back to you two in a support ticket at the end of the week to say where I am. That's only fair, otherwise you won't know. I think that's making me accountable. Excuse the pun.
You know, the thing as well with it is also you don't have to go into the ins and outs of what's going on in your life. You just say, "What my main agency is busy, and I've got a few personal things going on. I'm behind. I am going to catch up," and that tells us that you're okay and that we're doing the right thing with the training. That's what matters to us.
Absolutely. And
we're getting this right for you.
Yeah, and what's good is that if you are a bit behind, it's not as though it goes away. You know, it's just, yes, there's a bit of catch up to do. And I appreciate that you're waiting for the laggards to catch up, and I will do.
Well, you know what? I'm glad you said it like that. However, life does get in the way for a lot of people, but we need to know where everybody is. And at the same time, that lifeline, so to speak, has a time limit. You know, it is an accountability program as well as a full program. So we are holding accountable. We are not going to push forward without proof of life, so to speak, in a ransom situation. That we want to see what's going on and what's gotten done, and then we can push forward to the other group. But as always, Richard, thank you. And the poll questions are yes and no answers in the group. That's all they're meant to be, is to give us a little pulse of where everybody's at. We don't need to know all the gritty details and the story behind it. We just need to know I got this done, or this is where I'm at. And that's what works. Stephen, would you mind putting the Zoom link in the Inner Circle?
I can do. There's someone trying to get in.
Yeah.
I will nip there now very quickly, and I'll put the comment underneath the video. It was actually, guys, if when we put the post up to go live, the link is actually in the title. I always try and put it there for the Inner Circle members. If you ever get stuck, go to the Inner Circle Facebook group, and the link will be in there. Or if you're really stuck, you can message us. Right, I'm going to pop up Laurie a minute. Add Laurie to Spotlight. Ask you to unmute.
There's the slacker.
You know it.
She'll come around and tell you off, Robert. She's closer to you than me.
Yeah. That's just a puddle jump.
How you getting
I'll
on?
find you.
How you getting on, Lloyd? How you finding the program?
Good. I love it. As you know, I'm start it and get it done. I really liked the short videos, short to the point. Do this. This is how you do it. Done, and you move on to the next one. It's been great.
Awesome.
So comprehensive enough to take you from point A to point Z.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. And of course, we ever run into a snafu or anything, it's a support ticket, and you guys keep us heading in the right direction. So,
I'm glad you brought that point up, because it makes me segue into this, that the support ticket system is the only way that we can respond anymore. Because with the three of us looking at support tickets coming from different people, if we don't have the resources of looking at the last few questions or the last few tickets, then if Stephen answered and I didn't know he answered, I can look at what happened last if something else came in, and vice versa. And it's unfair to us on this side if we're trying to answer questions in messages, which it just can't happen. The messenger part, I turned it off. I just don't even see it anymore, because it's just a distraction. It's like the bell ringing at the door, constantly.
right.
And it's just taking you off track of what you're trying to get done. So that part's, I'm not want to be rude, but at the same time, it's not what I'm going to do. Support ticket tells me somebody needs help, and when I can answer what I can answer, I do. If I can't answer it, Steven knows I left it for him to finish it, or vice versa. And that's what we've been doing. So it's unfair to Steven if I answer in Messenger and he doesn't know I answered. And it's unfair to me if he does the same. So Messenger is not a place to get help. Messenger is not.
And we got Greg as well on the help desk. So you get three of us on there, and one of us will reply during office hours. Now, the office hours are set, shows UK, but what normally happens when we get to 5 p.m. UK time, Robert's still on, and he'll pick up on stuff. And if you send me a message on Messenger trying to get my attention, I get so many messages rolling up that I'm not always on that messenger. I've got two accounts on Facebook, one for family and one for business. So don't think I'm ignoring you guys. I'm not. It's the fact that I may not have the business Facebook Messenger open, and I'll be busy doing other stuff. And so what happens when you open a support ticket during the day when I'm online, my phone pings, right? And then I will ping Robert and say, are you taking ticket 1, 2, 3, or am I? And if Robert's busy, I'll hop in, or Greg may read them straight away, and then ping me on my private account, go, you must get onto this ticket straight away. So there's a major problem. So we're not being rude to you guys when you send a message through, and either I've opened it, it's been viewed, but not responded to because I've just clicked there very quickly to move down some other messages, or it may be that we've got other things happening. I have got an AI bot that will normally respond as well. Sometimes it'll just go, hi, it's AI Steve here. Sorry, I'm not. Steve's not available. Please open the ticket. But it's not us being rude. If you open a support ticket, you get three of us, and one of us will pick up on your ticket for you. Then if we feel it wants a call, we'll come back to you and go, okay, let's hop on a call with you and help you. We always help people, as you know, Laurie.
Absolutely. And I like the support ticket system too, because if I submit a ticket and it's like awaiting customer reply, or your reply. So I always know, yep, you've looked at the ticket. If there's no detail there, I know you're working on it. So
yeah. So
I like it.
I'm glad you're enjoying the accountability program.
Absolutely. And I'm looking forward to doing location pages, because I've never done that before. And I can't wait to get my hands in there.
Well, that's going to be in the VIP training. And so what we want everyone to get to pretty much the same point. Me and Robert, and we'll talk more about this on the inner circle, have been working on the directory build, and we got Robert, bless him's got a lot of editing to do at the moment on that. That's exciting. There's lots coming up. So
not to give things away, but timing. What I call on the Google time clock, that's where we're leading you, right? We're going to get you to the Google time clock where it starts on the calendar, and we're going to let it cook, and we're going to go into the other stuff, right? Then we're going to come back to what you were talking about.
Yeah.
Because that site needs that time to cook with Google for a little bit,
Right.
before we get into building it, making it bigger than it already is.
With that said, are you guys also going to share the update with the website that you guys did? The what do you call it? The case site?
What do you mean by update?
You know, just is Google, you know, helping it rank? Is it ranking?
Yeah,
we'll talk about it in the inner circle.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we'll come to that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Laurie. As always, let's pop you out of the.
Thank you, Laurie.
Spotlight. I know Colin's still got his hand raised. Colin, pop in the chat if you want to come up, or I can ask you to unmute. Otherwise, we will carry on because we got lots to squeeze in. I'll just see if we get a response from Colin. I don't know if there's anyone. If there's anyone who's on the call who wants to come up. Paul, did you want to come up?
Is Paul here?
Yeah, let's add him to the spotlight. If I've missed anyone, pop in the Zoom chat me, and that'll make me aware that you want to talk about the accountability program. I've asked you to unmute, bud. How are you getting on?
All right, very much like Richard. Lots of distractions. Just trying to catch up, basically.
Yeah. But that's life, you know, that is really life. But how are you finding the actual training?
Yes, it's cool. It's straightforward. It's like short, straightforward bits of information. So as long as you follow it, you can't go wrong.
Brilliant.
So we're not missing anything for you. You're just caught up in life, so to speak.
Yeah.
And you'll
I'll get there. I'll get there. I've allotted this weekend to try and catch up.
And the thing is, if you ever feel overwhelmed, just make sure that you take your time, break it up, make a list of 1 or 2 things you want to do. All right, just one or two. Say I'm gonna work on. For example, I haven't installed the website. I'm gonna do that. Pick one thing, because if you do one thing, then you get into the mode. Actually, I'll do one more, then I'll do one more, then I'll do one more, and then next thing you've done 10 things, and then you have a break, and then you come back to it.
Yep.
You know,
so it's all good.
Yeah, super exciting, brilliant. Thank you as always, Paul. We'll put you back up there.
Thanks, Paul.
And let me find. I know Colin wants to come up. I'll ask him to unmute. I don't know if I can add him. If he does without your camera on, I can't add you to spotlight. But you're welcome to unmute and talk, Colin. We can still hear you if need be. I'll see if he's gonna. I'll ask him again. See if he wants to unmute.
Colin for president.
You there, Colin?
All right, I got it now.
How are you doing? All right.
It kept saying that the organizer would not let me unmute, but it did. It did there now. Right. I'm in the dark because I go out walking for an hour and a half every night. So this is make dinner and eat dinner time. So hence,
that's cool.
Hence I'm listening in the background. Yeah,
right.
I have found it really good. I mean, it's got me to where I wouldn't have been without it. And as everybody else has said, it's all in very obvious steps, one after the other. So if it hadn't have been for this program, I certainly wouldn't be anywhere close to having an agency site, which I'm fairly close to. A confession on the last poll that was put up. If Paul had been allowed to get at it, he probably would have done what I would have done, and that is to add another option. So the options were, I think I'm way behind or I'm on week 5. So I was closer to week 5 than way behind. So I quit week 5. But then I got nothing done this week because I've been doing stuff for family. But I'm
That's understandable.
Very close to the end of week 4. And on Robert's question about adding or anything missing, the only small thing would be maybe an index of just all the little different sections, which you can find them fairly easy. You just go through each week, and I do a search on the browser. But if there was just an index that talked about posts or editing this item or changing something else, that's the only slight addition that I would add. But it certainly has been great. Nothing missed out. Everything from start to finish.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and we will get there for you.
Well, keep plugging away as you can, Colin. That's you're right there. I mean, if you're just heading into week 5, you're right there. The site's already live, not live, but it's hosted, and once you have all the SEO set up, you're ready to go.
Absolutely. Brilliant. Thank you, Colin. We appreciate you.
Right. That's funny, Paul. You're funny.
Right. I know Lane's just joined us. Lane, do you want to come up as well? Let's bring him up. Let's add him to the spotlight and ask him to unmute. How are you finding the accountability program, my friend?
I didn't hear your question.
How are you finding the accountability program?
Not too bad. Once I can fit pieces of time, a little bit of time for pieces and parts. I'm still working on the citations.
That's good. You're in a good place, and it's the nice thing about this program is it can be done alongside other stuff. And one thing a lot of people in the group have got in common that they've been saying is life gets in the way, things with family, other work. What we said to all you guys is what's really important for us is to just have a little note inside of the help desk going, I'm behind, but I will get there. And then we know how you guys get on, or even in the accountability Facebook group, you're quite welcome to post, put a little comment in there as well, just so we know how you're getting on with stuff. If it's if life gets in the way, that's cool. It's
I probably shouldn't say it, but my Rank Math Pro has been set up for quite a while because I have it on another website. So I set that up a long time ago. So,
but that's good. I'm glad you're finding your way through the program, and we appreciate everything you're doing, Lane. Excellent.
Keep going, and it's nice that you confirm that even though you're interrupted, you can still get back to where you need to be to keep going. That's the hard part.
Sorry I missed this earlier, but I've got a question for you because, doing these citations, the Easy Local and the Bright Local, want to sell you a package where they do all the citations for $200-300, whatever it is. I mean, I know how to do a citation. That's easy, but, have somebody else do it. It's always kind of nice. So recommended, not recommended.
I'll tell you what we're going to do.
Yeah, let's talk about that in the inner circle. We'll when we go to the inner circle, we'll bring you back up and we'll give that answer, right? Because I want to hold it for inner circle members only.
Okay.
All right. That's why you're in the inner circle. But thank you. We'll bring you back up as soon as we're in the inner circle. All right.
All right.
Thank you, Lane.
Thanks, Lane.
Thank you.
Excellent. So, is there anyone else who wants to come up, who's in the accountability program, who we haven't brought up, who wants to share how they're getting on? If there is, raise your virtual hand. There's a thing below that says reaction. Raise it up now. Otherwise, we will crack on because we've got lots to fit in. We've got Sarah. Let's squeeze Sarah in and ask you to unmute.
Hey, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Well, yeah, I got it.
How are you getting on?
Special. I'm okay. So wait, I'm glad you can hear me. I have a new microphone that I haven't.
Nice.
Well, not new, but I've not used it in a long time. But accountability program is great for the people who love tech but aren't good at it. Not yet. And so that's me. So I love it. I've been going through it. I'm going through the videos again, and have a bit of catching up to do. So this weekend I'm taking all appointments off my calendar, and I'm only doing accountability. And I'm going to hold myself accountable to you guys.
And
now
no
I made
surfing. No
What?
surfing. No shiny object surfing.
You know that thing I posted? I thought people would like it.
They will.
But you know what?
They never come back.
It was perfect. Well, no, you guys are the bomb. So, in fact, I was creating
No,
a post.
I was making a point to stay focused.
Yes, you were. And you called me on it, and that's what you're supposed to do in accountability. So here I think I'm doing something good and helpful, but you're right, it was a squirrel.
Do you know what excites me? Right, like tonight, we've been talking to you guys who are in the accountability program, and some have said, yes, I'm behind, but life's got in the way, and that we get that, yeah. And others are going, I've done my citations, and when we get the tickets open and someone goes, I've done this, and this, we get excited, not for us, right? Because we know how, me and Robert know how to do this. Me and Robert are putting the training together, right? And it's very easy. Sometimes it's too easy for me to go too technical, which is why Robert brings me back to earth on that.
Yes,
but when you guys put a ticket in and I go, Robert, and I share my screen on the tickets and I look at this, right? I'm jumping up and down with excitement for you guys, because I go, that person in our inner circle group, in our accountability group, has built their agency site. They've done their social media, they've done the citations, they've done this, they've done that. Look at what they've achieved. And I'm excited for you guys big time. And that's what we want for everyone who's in the accountability program, because programs in the past that we've seen don't deliver. You know, the build, rent, rank system we put together, we knew it didn't have everything in it that we wanted to have in it. And that's why we put the accountability program together, because Robert went, I'm going to build it from the ground up, Steve. Me and Rob would do videos together. He wanted to come from an angle, instead of my technical brain, which is going 100 miles an hour, Robert wanted to come from an angle of you guys, you know, building it from the ground up. You know, Robert's my right-hand man for all the content. His team puts all the content together for our themes and does a fantastic job. I'm the one that normally ends up fixing all the technical. And I talk too technical, and Robert brings me down to earth on that. And that's
well, I'm gonna drop that back for a second, because the original build, rank, rent training was meant to get sites up and built.
Yeah,
they weren't meant to explain everything, because that's what takes time. The difference between the BRR training and what we're doing in the accountability program is completely different, because we're teaching along the way. That's why it's taking longer to build the agency site, because we're showing SEO. We're showing the things that most people would never show you. But the BRR training was all about getting rank and rent sites built in a day or a weekend. And it's totally possible. And then you come back and fix over the next, 30 to 60 days, right? So it's a different way of doing it and looking at it. Because
now
most
you're teaching
people
us how to fish. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't know that.
Correct. One is teaching how to fish versus the other one is giving you the fish, because the site's built. But that's the difference. And Sarah, thank you for coming here and saying what you had to say and reminding me that it's 5 o'clock, because I needed that today.
Blessing. Stephen is really great at the tech. You're right. And then Robert is the one who swoops in and saves the day. He's like, okay, let me translate for you. Like, the people who are super techy get everything Stephen is saying. And then Robert's like, wait, let's slow down a minute and let's explain what this is. So thank you to both of you.
Well, you're welcome. Keep going. Get it done this weekend.
Awesome. Thank you, Sarah. But for everyone in all the free groups, we did say we're going to touch on SEO, and I always like to close the free groups normally at the top of the hour, which we're on now. So I'm going to keep it very easy. We're going to briefly talk about it, then we're going to go to the inner circle and share more with people in there. when you're building your sites, the one mistake people make on their sites is getting the H1, H2, H3, H4 tags incorrect. I was looking at a customer site the other day. He had 4 H1 tags, right? The H1 tag is the tag that Google will go and look at and understand what the site's about. Then it looks at the H2 tag. So each page you build have just one H1 tag on it. You can have tons of H2s, H3s, H4s. I don't bother with H5 and H6. You can if you want, all right? But the way I sort of see it is, imagine a menu like a menu on a website, and you go into the menu. Your H1 is your first click. Then below it, you got like a subsection of four more categories as such on the menu. They could be your H2 tags on a web page. Then you've got the third one, H3, which is lower down again below this next set, and it's telling the Google how important that content is on your page. So, for example, web design Wellington, that at the top that would be a H1 tag, but lower down you'd have a subheading which is say something like we are the best local SEO company who'll get your website ranked using SEO. That would be a H2 tag. And then the H3 tag would be another sub thing within that. Why should you have SEO? Why should you bother with SEO? So you have to get those things right. With our themes, Robert and the team have done most of that for you and got that up and running. But you can still do it yourselves on your own sites. If you take one of our sites, you build another page, make sure one H1 tag. I go with normally about 4 or 5 H2 tags, and then underneath the H2 tags, I go to H3 and 4 and so on in blocks. And if you get that right, and then you use something like Rank Math to do the SEO that shows up on Google, all that comes together. It's not too hard to rank a site with citations. People overthink these things.
Let's say one more thing, right? Look at it like a business card. If your web page and your business card are representing you as your agency website or your business card that you're handing out to somebody, and say your business card, right, like your website should be the name of your agency or your name of your main keyword. If your business card main keyword is bolded in large font, you're telling the client, this is what's most important, right? It's the name of my agency, or it's my name, or it's my phone number. And that's why you're making it bold, and that's why you're making it a larger font. But if you're putting the same principles on your website and putting your contact as your first H1 tag to Google, saying its contact is H1, then Google knows nothing about that page. You have to tell Google through your SEO what that page is about. So if you're not following the rules as far as SEO goes, and you're using multiple H1 tags, which is an immediate red flag to Google, there's something wrong. It doesn't know what to do to go forward with because you gave it more than one H1 tag, which is a common mistake. We see sites built with 5, 6, 7 H1 tags. And that's like a big red flag to not rank it, not index it. But if you're putting a contact word as your H1 tag, you're making a big mistake because you're not telling Google the very first thing that's going to read what the site is about. So you have to look at that where it makes sense and put your H1 tag hierarchy in the order that it should be and reinforce the keywords or the niche that you're going after with that SEO.
I agree. And something that's really important that's coming up, there's some big changes coming into Google. And those actual big changes are going to be told on the Inner Circle. Bad luck, everyone else.
Oh, you're rough. Man, I want to know now.
You'll know in about 20 seconds on the Inner Circle only. But if you want to join, go to dfimagicthings.com/live for you.